Grace and peace, everybody. We're back. You saw the thumbnail. You saw the title. This is going to be a good conversation. So let's buckle in. Shout out to Amari. He had an excellent video that I wanted to explain to you and break down to you. Link will be down in the description, of course. So let's definitely go support him. But let's bring it in. Let's go.
Black crime is real.
Y'all love to try to blame the white man for everything.
You're the problem, baby.
The second you bring up black on black crime, someone says that you're deflecting, that you're changing the subject, or that you're trying to spin the narrative, and really that's not the case. This conversation talking about black on black crime comes from a place of love, given that, hello, I'm black. I want to see the black community thrive. I want to see black people in America be viewed with respect and honor, but in order for that to happen, we have to have honest and brutal conversation. And that's exactly what this video will be about. We're gonna be going through black on black crime, why some people like to talk about it, why some people don't, and just get into the overall perspective on both sides of the aisle. So if you like this type of honest and real commentary, be sure to subscribe and let's dive right into this video.
Let me tell you something about a phrase you've heard.
I'm going to say something. And just to push back a little bit on Mr. Odom, Amir Odom, by the way, I just want to push back just slightly. Nobody likes talking about black on black crime. We don't like talking about crime. We don't like talking about white on white or any other kind of, we don't like it, but we have to. It's a necessity that we talk about the fact that we as black people commit crimes against black people, but then we feign and grab our pearls when somebody else commits a crime against us. We have to be honest about that. But I don't think we like it by any means or measure. But let's go.
Your whole life, black on black crime. That phrase has been used to justify mass incarceration, to justify police brutality, to justify the dismantling of welfare programs, to justify everything from stop and frisk to the war on drugs.
How is black on black crime used to justify all those things when to start off with, we're talking about black on black what? So if there's a crime being committed, of course, it's going to involve going to jail. Of course, it's going to involve the police. What are we doing here? Yes, are there people in jail for the wrong reasons? For sure, and we should talk about that. There is some problems that we're facing within the criminal justice system, but all in all, shit, if we were just talking about black on black crime, we're talking about black on black what? Crime.
The abandonment of...
Yeah, because we're not talking about black on black education. We're not talking about black on black love. We're not talking about black on black empowerment. No, we're talking about black on black crime. If we reduce the number of us that are committing crime, the mass incarceration will go down. It's just that simple. But continue.
Black neighborhoods by every level of government.
The abandonment of black neighborhoods. What do you think this trend of black people moving to the suburbs is? What do you think this trend is of black rappers, black ball players leaving the hoods? Why do you think people want to leave those areas? There's a reason behind that. We can have honest conversations about how black people in American black culture views the police, how disrespectful en masse they are to police, how disrespectful they are in our culture and in our society.
And the phrase is a lie, not the violence. The violence is real. The phrase is the lie.
The violence is real, but the phrase is a lie. How that makes sense?
88% of black murder victims are killed by black offenders. That number gets cited constantly, right? But here's the number you've never heard. 84% of white murder victims are killed by white offenders.
Okay, let's take a look at this graph that she has pulled up. It says the race of victims. There have been 3,500 white victims, and it was about 2,900 white people that did the crime. And then there's been 2,800 black victims and about 2,500 black people that committed the crime. What she's not taking into account is the per capita. She's not taking into account that black people account for 13% of the population and white people account for roughly 70% of the population. Meaning that yes, like there is white on white crime and yes, there is black on black crime, but per the amount of black people there are in the United States, there's more of the black on black crime, if that makes sense. Perfect example is being food stamps. There are more white people on food stamps than black people. That's a true statement. But when you break down the amount of white people on food stamps versus the amount of white people in this country, and the amount of black people on food stamps versus the amount of black people in this country, there are more black people in this country utilizing food stamps than white people. That's all that means. So when we talk about things like black on black crime and we bring that up, the people that are like harping on the black on black crime and saying, hey, we're doing this a lot. Like, there's no reason why black people account for 13% of the population, white people 70% of the population, and we're committing damn near the same amount of crime. Hello, there's more black people doing it than white people.
4 percentage points. Only 4. That's the entire gap between the two rates. Most violent crimes in America across every racial group happens between people of the same race. This is not unique to Black people. This is how violent crime works in every country on earth. People hurt the people they live near.
Is she not going to bring that up? This is like, I feel like this is what Black people do all the time. They bring up one part of the data, but not the rest. And you can feel free to call me out and I'll correct myself on anything. Let me know in the comments below what I need to correct myself.
Well, one thing, I'm going to be honest with you, Amir, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. I'm going to pull up a picture just to kind of mix it up a little bit because I think this will help us out a lot. Shout out to Kevin Briggins over there on Facebook. And just a couple of pictures, and let me bring up the actual, it says, it blows my mind. And I'll make this a little bit bigger. It blows my mind that Black people can claim the issue of violence and murders in the Black community is false and created by racist white people, which that lady is doing, by the way, to make Black people look bad. No matter the data, they refuse to believe it. Meanwhile, listening to music about killing each other and bragging about how hard the hood is. There has to be something broken in person's brain to not be able to accept reality, no matter the facts or what they see with their own two eyes. Meanwhile, our neighborhoods and businesses look like this. And there's no lie detected. Why do Black communities look like this? Why? Is it because of white people? Why do our houses have bars on them? Why do our businesses have bars on them? Is it because of white people? Why? And that's an honest question, and it desires and needs an honest answer. An honest answer. So back to Amir, shout out to him.
For not bringing that up, that aspect, that other perspective of, hey, we're committing about the same amount of crimes, but like when you add in the total population of the races, it's a bit absurd.
People hurt the people they spend time with. People hurt the people they know. The technical term for this is intraracial violence. And in this country, it's almost the same rate across racial groups.
That's not a flex. You say it's the same rates, but when you pulled up that graph, yes, the numbers, like the pure number of people harmed is around the same, but you're not taking into account the total population. Like, this is why y'all really need to get the news for yourself. Get the news, get the media, look into the data for yourself so that you're not misled. And fact check me always too, always. But when you're being told something, just make sure you're double checking it. That's all I'm saying. Just make sure you're double checking it because this don't make no damn sense.
Black women who refuse to acknowledge that Black on Black crime is our biggest issue and concern, but would rather talk about police brutality are one of the biggest problems in our society. What you will never make a truth or a reality is that cops are a bigger issue than hood Negroes who go and murder every single weekend. You will never make that true. It will never be a bigger problem.
Ever. And that's why people get so frustrated, like with the whole Carmelo Anthony situation. You mad that this man is in jail for stabbing a white boy, but we do that every weekend. And I say we, but like as the Black community, Black culture, look inside the Black hoods, look inside the Black communities. How many people are getting away with murder? How many people are just doing crime nonstop? Let's keep a spade a spade. Like, there is immense amount of crime within Black neighborhoods and Black communities, but we don't want to talk about it. And the second we talk about it, oh, you're bringing up Black on Black crime, you're a coon, you're Uncle Tom, you're deflecting, when that's the main issue at hand. It's like when you actually look into the data for itself, it doesn't make sense. Why are we sitting here screaming about police brutality when we have Black brutality? When I'm looking at the data and
I'm gonna just, because that's something that a lot of people push off. They'll bring up a lot of people again. A lot of people lost their minds about Carmelo Anthony and all that kind of stuff like that. And nobody that same weekend in Chicago had anything to say about the 39 people that were shot and the 8 that were killed and 2 children that were killed in Chicago. Now, one person said a word, but they all know Carmelo Anthony's name. It's crazy work. It's crazy work. The selective outrage and the performative behavior, the performative pearl clutching is going to have to be studied by science. It's going to have to be. Shout out to Amir.
I'm looking at the numbers. My life is more in harm in a Black community than it is dealing with the police officer. We can't escape that, and you will never say that that's not true.
Because if you go look at the actual numbers for these situations, cops, by and large, are not killing more Black people than Black people. So all of the Black women who would rather sell out the Black community and avoid the obvious, these progressive extremist Black women who have allowed for white progressive women to brainwash you into saying that cops are a bigger problem than Black men murdering Black men, you are the problem.
You are the problem. If we're really going to think about it, if we're really going to go there, more Black people have killed Black people in the last 2 years than cops have killed Black people in the last 10. Make that make sense. More Black people have died at the hands of another Black man in the last 2 years than a white cop killing a Black man in the last 10. This is why like some Black people don't find it to be an issue, like the cops thing. It's like, bro, we got bigger issues to battle at home. We got bigger issues to battle in our own backyards.
You're the problem, baby. And I'm the woman who's going to tell you that you are the biggest situation and the biggest issue in the community because you justify Black on Black violence and you condone Black men murdering Black men. If you do not, and you will not, speak out against these things, you are a traitor. You are a traitor to your race. That is what you are. Every time you say, I'm not going to discuss these things because cops are killing us. Cops aren't killing us, baby. They're not. They're not unprovoked. They're not murdering Black men unprovoked. They are not. But who is murdering Black people unprovoked?
Unprovoked.
Hood Negroes. I almost said something else. Let's keep it real. Let's be so for real in 2026 and stop lying to ourselves and the rest of the world.
You can't. Like, we have to stop lying to ourselves. We have to stop lying to the world. This whole BLM and white cops, white people, they're not a threat. Literally just look up the data for yourself. They're literally not a threat. Not to say that there aren't things cops aren't getting away with. Of course, there's bad cops. That's not to say that there aren't people incarcerated for the wrong reasons. Of course, that can be a thing. But by and large, we got a bigger issue facing within our own community, which is Black on Black crime.
I love to talk about Black on Black crime as if there's no other crime, as if a white man won't lose his job and blow his wife's head clean off her shoulders, and blow his children's heads clean off of their shoulders. All white, by the way. That's considered white on white crime. And
Why would you even? I'm not saying that we're not concerned about other people groups. And this is something I find often. People almost don't even care that a Black person that looks like them is committing a crime, terrorizing, being a menace to their society. They almost don't care if you don't call out Johnny, who doesn't look like you. If you don't call out Jose, who doesn't look like you, mind you, not a part of your people group per se, and you don't call them out, Johnny or Jose, no. Then therefore you can't call out Jaquan. That's crazy work, man. That is going to have to be studied. I've never seen somebody and it's just a perpetual cycle. Is this happening every day that a white man is killing his wife and kids? I don't think so. But ma'am, I guarantee you, where you live right there in your town, in your little barrio, in your little apartment complex, there's somebody in there that's menacing your society. It's craziness, man.
Unfortunately for them, white men do that a lot when they lose their job, as if job applications aren't a thing, like as if they just can't get another job. But I don't see the Black on Black crime crew under videos like that saying white on white crime. You want to know why?
Because it's not as big of an issue. Does it exist? Yes. No one's saying it doesn't. But it's not a big enough issue compared to the total population of white.
Right.
What is an issue is Black on Black crime in comparison to the total population of Blacks.
Because people bringing up Black on Black crime is never to talk about the actual issue of Black people unaliving one another. It's never actually to talk about that and improve gun violence and fix what's in our community. It's never about that. It's never genuine or from a kind heart.
What is it? I have no idea how they can sit right here on the Lord's internet and tell us that we're not concerned about Black people when we say something about Black on Black crime. But we want to talk about something else. But they deliberately want to talk about something else that has nothing to do with Black on Black crime, which again, shout out to Amir Odom. Link will be down in the description. The video explains like that is a much bigger issue than we really think it is. And we really make it out to be. And that's crazy work. I just for the life of me, I don't understand that. I don't get it. Anyway, Thank you so much for tapping in with me. I really do appreciate it. Let's do this again real soon. Thank you so much for liking the video, sharing, commenting, all that kind of good jazz. Thank you for supporting this channel. It means a lot. So until next time, everybody, grace and peace. Take care. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Witt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.